Hello everyone. In this series of videos, we're going to discuss the process and equipment of making your own Vertuo size coffee pods. This video series does not touch on making your own original line pods. I anticipate this will either be a 4 or 5 video series, but we'll see where we end up. Note that I'm just an amateur video maker here, so there are bound to be several oops moments. In this first video, I want to discuss equipment selection and setting up your workspace. Some of the equipment you will see in this video will be explained and used in later videos. For now, just take note of what I'm using. For a refillable pod, I'm using the Nespresso Vertuo pods. I've already bought them, and they're 100% known to work. Many of my pods I have reused dozens of times so far with no problems. If you're going to use a different pod, make sure you research user feedback to make sure they are 100% reliable. I would not personally use an unknown pod for my system. For foils, I have chosen to use the grass seed system, which has a kit for helping to pack, a little brush, the initial kit comes with 50 foils, but you can then buy add-on foils at 200 a piece. When you buy 200 foils, they end up being about 12 or 13 cents each foil, making refilling a pod pretty cheap. Other equipment you'll need is a good, reliable quality scale. You'll need a scale that also measures in grams. What I've found is most scales are terrible at measuring at low quantity scale, grams. So for example, 12, 14 grams, something in there. A lot of scales are very unreliable. At some level, it doesn't matter if it's 100% exact. It matters more that it's consistent. So if you put the same coffee on again and again and again, it weighs the same amount of grams each time. Other than the scale and setting up your station, I always use some paper to help with cleanup, make it easier. No matter how neat you are, there will be coffee grounds. Like I said, I have the foils. I have a marker which you can write on the foils what the flavor of coffee is if you're using different flavors. I use the same decaf coffee myself, so I just tend to put a D on it when it's decaf. But I use a variety of flavored coffees, dark roast, medium roast, hazelnut, whatever. So I tend to write on the foil what the flavor is, just so I know. I have a pod that we're going to deconstruct in a later video, as well as a used pod which we're going to clean. Other than that, I have some pre-ground coffee here and a bowl that we can use to put some coffee in. Oh, and a grinder. I use this grinder. It does a very precise job. As you can see on my scale, on my grinder, I have it marked where it works for me. You can, mark it in different ways. So for example, if one of your coffees you like it fine, another one you like it more medium, you can, mark it each time so you're consistent each time. That's it for this first video.